Imagine for a moment that everything you struggle with, every fear, every self-doubt, every moment where you feel ashamed of yourself isn't merely an obstacle to overcome, but a map leading you to your true purpose. Think about it for a second. What if the key to understanding who you actually are and what you were meant to do in this lifetime lies buried in the very parts of yourself that you've tried to ignore, suppress, or deny? What if your greatest struggles are actually your greatest guides? Today, we're going to explore one of the most transformative and life-altering concepts in the entire realm of psychology and philosophy, Carl Jung's revolutionary theory of the shadow. And this isn't just abstract theory or dusty philosophy gathering cobwebs in academic libraries. No, this is about uncovering profound truths that can fundamentally reshape your life, your relationships, and your understanding of who you're meant to become. By the end of this journey, you won't just understand your shadow, you'll discover how it holds the secret to your authentic purpose, your untapped potential, and the freedom you've been searching for all along. Carl Jung, a true pioneer of depth psychology, believed something radical and deeply misunderstood. He believed that the shadow is the unconscious part of yourself that you reject or disown. It consists of all the traits, desires, impulses, and aspects of your personality that you consider unacceptable, shameful, or wrong. It's the parts of yourself you hide from the world. It's the parts you hide from yourself. Yet, and this is the paradox that changes everything, this very shadow contains the seeds of your greatest strengths and the blueprint for a fulfilling, authentic life. Think about your own life for a moment. How often do we avoid certain thoughts or behaviors simply because they make us uncomfortable? How many times have we judged others harshly for traits we secretly recognize in ourselves, but refuse to acknowledge? Have you ever caught yourself reacting to someone else's actions with disproportionate anger, disgust, or defensiveness? If you have, there's a powerful chance it's because they've touched a part of your own shadow, a part of yourself you've been running from. Jung himself once wrote something that changed how millions of people understand themselves. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. This is the beginning of shadow work. This is where transformation starts. The shadow isn't just about darkness in the traditional sense. It's about potential. It's about the raw energy we bury deep inside ourselves because we're too afraid, too ashamed, or too conditioned by others to face it directly. Take a moment to reflect honestly on your own life. Are there parts of yourself that you actively try to keep hidden from others? Are there aspects of who you are that you refuse to even acknowledge privately, alone with your thoughts? Perhaps it's a fear of failure that paralyzes you. Perhaps it's a deep-seated anger that frightens you. Maybe it's a persistent envy you feel toward others. Maybe there's a passion or desire burning inside you that you've convinced yourself is impractical, wrong, or unworthy of your time. Maybe there's ambition you've suppressed because it doesn't fit the image people have of you. What if these weren't flaws to be eradicated, eliminated, and destroyed? What if they were actually messages waiting to be understood, decoded, and integrated into your conscious awareness? This is where Carl Jung's concept of individuation becomes crucial. Jung believed that by confronting our shadow, truly facing it, understanding it, sitting with the discomfort it creates, we can integrate it into our conscious awareness. This process, which he called individuation, is the path to becoming whole, to becoming fully human, to becoming authentically yourself. Now, I won't lie to you, this process isn't easy. It requires real courage. It demands radical honesty. It asks you to step into the unknown and confront the parts of yourself you've been running from for years, maybe decades. But the rewards, they're immeasurable. Jung described individuation as the ultimate journey of discovering who you truly are, not the persona you show to the world that masks you where at work, that character you play in social situations, but the complete and authentic self, the self that includes both your light and your shadow, both your strength and your vulnerabilities, both your gifts and your wounds. He argued passionately that our greatest growth, our most profound transformation, comes not from rejecting our shadow, not from fighting it, not from trying to eliminate it entirely. Instead, it comes from embracing it, from understanding it, from making peace with it. Consider this for a moment. Every hero in the great mythologies of human civilization faces a critical moment of confrontation with their own inner darkness. Think of the Greek hero Hercules, who had to face not only external monsters and impossible tasks, but also his own rage, his own flaws, and his own capacity for destruction. Think of Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, who had to confront the darkness within himself, his anger, his fear, his capacity for violence before he could truly become a Jedi and fulfill his purpose. These aren't just entertaining stories. These stories mirror our own psychological journeys. These are universal narratives about what it means to be human. And the fundamental question each of us must answer is this: are you willing to take that first step? Are you ready to look at the parts of yourself you've been running from and ask yourself, what are you trying to teach me? Jung's philosophy teaches us something radical. Your shadow isn't your enemy. It's not something to be conquered or defeated. It's not a demon to be exorcised. Instead, your shadow is a guide. It whispers to us through our dreams, through our fears, through our relationships, and through our seemingly irrational reactions. Have you ever had a recurring dream that troubled you? Have you ever felt an inexplicable pull toward a particular idea, a particular person, or a particular path in life? Have you ever been drawn to something without understanding why? These may be the signs of your shadow trying to communicate with you, trying to guide you towards something essential about who you are. The process of working with your shadow begins with awareness, real, conscious awareness. It begins with paying attention to your emotions and reactions, especially the ones that feel disproportionate, intense, or irrational. These emotional reactions are often clues to the aspects of yourself that you've hidden away. They're the alarm bells ringing to tell you that something important is trying to surface. Once you identify these traits, once you acknowledge them, the next step is acceptance. And let me be clear about what acceptance means. It doesn't mean acting on every impulse or indulging every desire that emerges. It doesn't mean becoming reckless or harmful. What it means is acknowledging these parts of yourself without judgment. It means understanding their role in your life. It means recognizing them as valid parts of your human experience. Imagine how liberating it would be to no longer fear your flaws and limitations. Imagine if instead of fighting them, denying them, or being ashamed of them, you saw them as tools for growth. Think about how much more authentic and genuinely confident you could become by embracing your whole self, not just the polished, acceptable parts, but the real, raw, vulnerable parts too. This is the promise of shadow integration. This is what becomes possible when you finally stop running. The shadow manifests in countless ways throughout our daily lives. Understand what it is trying to protect you from. How much more control would you actually have over your life? If you hide from your own needs, you might judge needy people harshly. This is the profound wisdom Jung offered. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. instead of focusing entirely on their behavior. Instead of justifying your reaction as reasonable, ask yourself a different question. What does this reaction reveal about me? This isn't about self-blame or beating yourself up. It's about self-discovery. It's about understanding yourself at a deeper level than you ever have before. Each projection is an opportunity, a gift, really to reclaim a piece of yourself and bring it into the light of conscious awareness. When they finally give it permission to exist, they discover their life's work. They discover their calling. A person who hides their passion for leadership because they fear being seen as bossy might find that embracing this suppressed desire leads them to their true professional purpose. What passions or dreams have I abandoned because they felt too risky or impractical or unworthy? What parts of myself am I hiding? Write these things down. Pay close attention to recurring themes or symbols that appear in your dreams and ask yourself, This acceptance fosters genuine compassion not only for yourself, which is revolutionary enough, but also for others. It asks for your commitment to growth, but the rewards are genuinely immense. You gain profound clarity about your purpose. You develop the ability to live fully, openly, and courageously as yourself. And here is a critical insight that changed Jung's entire psychology. Your purpose isn't just about you. Jung believed that our individuation, our process of becoming whole, contributes to something larger called the collective unconscious. This is the shared pool of human experience, the psychological inheritance of humanity. When you confront your shadow and align with your true self, you don't just transform your own life. You inspire and elevate everyone around you. Your authenticity gives others permission to be authentic. As we conclude this exploration, I want to leave you with a profound challenge. Look within yourself, not just at the parts you're proud of, not just at the accomplishments and strengths. Look at the parts you've hidden away. Ask yourself, what is my shadow trying to teach me? How can I use its lessons to live more authentically and purposefully? Remember, this isn't a process that ends. It's a lifelong journey of becoming. And each step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to be, a person of depth, purpose, and wholeness. May you find the courage to embrace all of who you are and step boldly into the life you were meant to live.